Fewsters, fall is here. Right now, we're in the spookiest month of all. But do you know what I find the most scary? It's the thought of showing up to all these friends and family meals over the next couple of months empty-handed. Why not take the pressure off and look like an expert in the process? Join the Community Wine and Spirits monthly wine club, the Mutual Satisfaction Society. You'll receive 3 carefully selected bottles every month, complete with tasting notes and detailed information on each wine. All for $90. Join in the next 24 hours and get 20% off your first shipment. Want fancier wine? They got you. Join the Mutual Satisfaction Society Plus for extra satisfaction. $150 will get you 3 very special bottles. Let them take the trouble out of selecting great wines that you will love. Your first shipment is 20% off just for listening to View the Right Thing. Join the community today at www.communitywineandspirits.com or DM them at CommunityWS.
Midwest farms have their unique predators and pests, but they have nothing like these. A spaceship carrying ravenous, flesh-eating creatures crashes into a Kansas farm and begins to wreak havoc on the population of the town. It's up to a family, a local drunk, and intergalactic bounty hunters to bring this infestation under control in Wes and Alexis' review of the 1986 creature feature, Critters, on View the Right Thing.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of View the Right Thing. I'm Wes.
I'm Alexis.
Hi, Alexis. How are you?
Hi, Wes. I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a long, long time since the Wild Bunch.
Yes.
Yeah. What's going on with
What's going
Anything
on?
new?
I got to go to the Roseville Flea Market.
How was
this
that?
Weekend. Hot.
Were there fleas?
Thankfully, no.
Oh, okay, that's good. You know, they found fleas in Colorado that have the Black Plague.
What?
Yeah, the plague is back, baby.
Yay.
Apparently, it's really treatable now if you catch it.
Oh, okay.
If you don't catch it, it's hard to treat it.
Wait, what?
Hard to treat it if you don't catch it.
Well, but you
It'd kill
wouldn't
you.
have it.
Well, no, but I mean, like, you people can get it and not go get help.
Oh, if they don't catch the illness.
Yeah.
I was like, but if you caught it.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
If they don't realize that you have the plague.
Yeah, so folks, be extra careful about fleas right now. Make sure your animals have their little flea medication. Yeah, I don't know if you remember, like not that long ago, we were having a flea issue with Walt.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I found out about the plague in Colorado, and it freaked me out.
But fortunately, Walt was nowhere near
Colorado. That we know of.
Oh my God.
Him and his international travel. He's always jet setting.
He has
on one day, Colorado the next.
The international pup of mystery.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, what a guy that guy is.
No, thankfully no fleas at the flea market.
Yeah.
It was very, very, very hot.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, it was like in the 90s and you're walking around on blacktop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was the coolest thing you saw at the flea market? Vintage clothes, that's my guess.
I actually bought a vintage kimono.
Knew it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Is it like silk or whatever?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What color is it?
Black with white design on it.
Oh.
It's really gorgeous. I'm very excited.
Is that the coolest thing that you saw, or that was the coolest thing you got?
That was the coolest thing I got.
Was there any good food?
No, it's far too overpriced.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, we even got coffee elsewhere because it's like $12 for a nice coffee.
Yeah, that's not good.
Mm-mm. No. But it was fun and eventful.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
What about you? What's going on with you?
Oh, there's never anything going on with me. I'm going to, just working hard on the podcast and trying to, I had a little meeting with somebody who does podcast producing.
Cool.
And we just, I asked some questions and he gave some advice, which was really nice. And I'm going to hopefully act on that advice and see what that does for us. Hopefully good things on the horizon.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And you told me somebody messaged you, and that was really encouraging to hear that people are responding positively to this. So yay.
It's so nice.
Yeah. So shout out to that person.
Shout out to Howland.
Okay.
Thank you, Howland.
Thank you, Howland. Yeah. So, how about, have you seen any trailers lately?
I have seen a trailer.
Okay.
I don't watch tons of trailers, but I just watched this trailer for Omniloop.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of reminds me of Groundhog's Day.
Sure.
But like even more sci-fi.
Yeah, a little ship in a bottle kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has Mary Stuart Masterson.
No.
Shoot.
Mary Louise Parker.
Thank you. One of the Marys with 3 names.
And Io Edebiri.
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, her name I think is actually pronounced like Edebiri.
Edebiri. Yeah.
I said it wrong. Edebiri. It's hard to say. It's hard to like think of it that way because there's so many ways that you kind of want to say it when you're looking at it. Edebiri. Love it. Yeah. When you say it that way, it almost makes you want to leave an I out. It's like Edebiri. Edebiri. But you kind of want to go Edebiri. Without that. Anyways, sorry.
Mainly, if you like sci-fi and you like time travel and science-y sci-fi stuff, Omniloop will really strike your fancy.
It looks, you know what it reminded me of? So it's about a woman who's dying and she's time traveling back a week and she's only got a week to live. But it seems like time is still traveling forward in her body. Because at one point she says she only has 5 days left in the trailer, which makes me think that she's traveling back a week, but her body is still moving forward at the same rate of speed.
Oh, interesting.
That's the feeling I got.
Huh.
And it gave me emotional About Time vibes with Domhnall Gleeson. That's what I'm trying to think of. Yeah, not Dominic Monaghan. That's a Hobbit.
A little different.
Yeah, I think it's Hobbit. Yeah, yeah. It kind of gave me, you know, how that movie was kind of like not weirdly, but it was like very emotional. Like it's not just about love, but it's also about like his love for his father. And,
absolutely.
And so I got kind of a little bit of that vibe from the trailer.
I love that movie. That's the very first movie Jeff and I watched together. And we've watched it like many times over.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. Because it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this Omniloop has some like sentimental feelings.
And it looks like it's like sort of about like life reflection as well, because they show like clips of her
as a child
and as a teenager and stuff. So
yeah,
I don't know, it looks good.
What about you? Any good trailers that you are?
So I was really excited to see the new Craven trailer because I am. You might not know this about me.
What?
I'm a big Spider-Man fan, and Craven is a Spider-Man villain.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't get that part.
And what I don't like about this movie is they're making him like the hero of the film. I don't want that. I don't want that for my villains. I just want them to be villains. I don't need to understand. You can give me information in the film, but it's not about them. You know, I need him to be bad.
Maybe is this his origin story?
I think kind of, but Sony's been all hot and bothered to do a bunch of villain things and do like, you know, the Maleficent thing and they wanted to do like Sinister Six as a film, and I don't know, man. It just, every time they do a movie on their own without Marvel overseeing it, they're bad. They're just Madam Web, not good. Alexis just attacking the microphone. She's that upset about Madam Web. Morbius, terrible. The original teaser for this came out like 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And the movie's been delayed. I assume they did reshoots. That was one of the downfalls for Morbius. They did a ton of reshoots on that. And the first teaser for this that came out, the movie looked awful.
Oh,
Terrible,
no.
terrible, terrible. And it was like, does he have lion powers? They sort of implied that, like, was he bit by a radioactive lion or something? That's kind of what the vibe they gave, that he was super powered, which I know that these movies don't have to be exactly like the comic, but I do like it when they respect the source material.
Yeah.
And Kraven's not super powered. He's not a super powered villain.
Oh.
And you can kind of see in this guy's like dodging missiles and like running really fast and jumping and running weird, like on all fours. And
Yeah.
that's not really a Kraven thing. He should be like strong and strategic and aggressive and probably quicker than the average person, but like, I don't know. It's gotta have like a line somewhere. So I'm really hesitant about this film. But two things had me excited watching this new trailer. One is it's coming out in December, which means Sony must have faith in this movie to put it out around the holidays. If they didn't have faith in it, they'd be putting it out in January or February. So that's maybe a positive sign. Maybe they know something we don't know. Maybe it's good. Maybe Tom Holland shows up in it. I doubt it. Because so far the Sony movies haven't taken place in his universe,
Right.
except for the ones that Marvel oversaw.
Right.
So, yeah. So that's one thing that has me wanting to be optimistic, but I'm not. The other that I thought was interesting was we got a little appearance of the Rhino. You saw me probably throw my hands up. I was like, ah,
Yes.
Yeah. And so this is one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, and I'm okay with how they're doing it because in the comic it's like he's basically in a suit, big rhino suit that he can't take off. And in this, it looks like it's like some sort of genetic modification to his actual skin. So like you could see his skin getting all hard and gray and pebbled. And so I think I'm okay with that. So again, you don't have to be exactly like the comic book, but you need to understand and respect the material. So I was excited to see the Rhino.
Cool.
Maybe that means, maybe the hippo's not too far off. That's another Spider-Man villain. I'm crossing my fingers.
Is that why you like the hippo?
No. But it's pretty cool though that the hippo is. So the hippo is part of a criminal team that all dresses like animals, but the hippo is actually a hippo that's been like evolved by the High Evolutionary from the Guardians movies. And I believe the hippo's real name is Mrs. Fluffy Lumpkins, something to that effect. And
No.
but
Did you just say Fluffy Lumpkin?
yeah, Mrs. I think it's right.
Oh no, Lumpkin is a.
No, you're missing a letter. We'll talk about it after the fact. Mrs. Fluffy. Oops, I'm sorry. Riff for me while I'm searching. Mrs. Fluffy Lumpkins. Also a male hippo.
Oh, okay.
But still Mrs. Fluffy Lumpkins.
Cool.
Stands on hind legs and walks around and wears clothes and
Cool.
And breaks into banks for the leader of the menagerie is the White Rabbit. So it's this woman in this with rabbit ears and white paint. You're really cute.
Cool.
Yeah, I love the menagerie. One of my favorite, probably of all of the villain groups, probably my favorite of the villain groups, the menagerie.
That's fun.
Yeah. So anyway, hopefully that means those kind of characters aren't far off.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we won't. What'd you think of the Kraven trailer?
I will not see it.
Yeah, you will.
I will not.
It's Marvel.
I go to Marvel because of Jeff.
We go see all sorts of Marvel. You've seen all the Marvel. Did you see Morbius?
No.
And you haven't seen all the Venoms?
No.
You saw one.
I've seen the first, and I think I've only seen the first Venom.
Yeah, because when I told you about
Venom is Marvel?
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you noticed he looks like an evil Spider-Man?
Huh.
He's a Spider-Man villain.
Oh, now I get that.
Did you see the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies?
No.
The old ones with Tobey Maguire?
Maybe one of them.
Venom's in one of them.
Oh.
Yeah, so the Venom is So in the comic book,
Yes.
Peter shows up in a black suit, a black Spider-Man suit at some point.
Yes.
And they didn't explain it for a month. He just showed up in Amazing Spider-Man. He's in this black suit. And then it was, at the end, it was like, find out where the suit came from in Secret Wars #8. And so then you find out that he encountered some alien goo that went on him and created the black suit on him. And over time starts changing his personality and makes him angry. And turns out it's evil. It's a bad alien, a symbiote. And eventually Peter gets rid of it from himself, but it attaches itself to his rival at the Daily Bugle, and becomes a villain. And so they fight for years, and then eventually, like many villains in the comics, becomes a good guy. Which is what the Venom movies is basically that.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. So
I don't know how I missed that.
Yes, he's got the Spider-Man eyes and everything. But he's just like a mean, gross version of him, you know? So, and there's, other variants of that. So there's Carnage, which is the second Venom movie is about. Yeah. So.
That's wild.
Yeah. So, and then Morbius with Jared Leto, your favorite actor of all time. She's shaking her head. That's a vampire who is also a Spider-Man villain.
Wow.
Sometimes they work together. Like Morbius had his own book for a while, and where he's sort of like a reluctant, people who become vampires who don't want to be vampires are reluctant, right? So Morbius is also Spider-Man. All those Sony Marvel movies are Spider-Man related because they only have the license to Spider-Man. So because they have that license, they have access to all of the villains that first appeared in Spider-Man.
Aha.
Yeah.
Oh.
Except they don't have the Punisher, which I would think they would have the Punisher. So that's interesting.
The Punisher.
Punisher. Yeah. Wears a skull on his shirt.
Ah.
He was in the Netflix shows. He's in the Netflix star. I mean, really, he is more closely tied to someone like Daredevil, but.
Oh, okay.
But his first appearance, I believe, was in Amazing Spider-Man.
Huh.
Yeah. It's an expensive comic book. I'll never get to own it.
Oh, no?
Oh, no. It's like Amazing Spider-Man #1. I'm never going to own it, right? Like, it's one of those kind of things where it's like, even bad versions of that comic book are thousands of dollars, like beat up versions.
Oh, wow.
I tried to, I did not get permission to buy a comic book once. I had an opportunity to buy Amazing Spider-Man #1.
Uh-huh. It
was a terribly beat up, torn cover version. And I was like, if I'm ever going to be able to get it, this is the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was $7,500. I think it was a grade of 4.0. And it was signed by Stan Lee.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I recently looked at that book, a similar one, signed by Stan Lee, same grade, recently sold for $15,000. So it's doubled its value.
But do you buy them with the intention of selling them?
No, but it'd be great. Like it's security, right? Like I could sell them if the problem with private sellers often is that you just, if you're not a dealer, then you're getting not what you want out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Not what they're worth, because everybody wants a deal,
right?
But something like that you could put in auction.
Oh, okay.
Because it's signed by Stan Lee.
Yeah,
and it's Spider-Man #1. So, yeah. So yeah, I'm never gonna own that Punisher comic.
You may.
Well,
down the line.
If anybody wants to send me some comics, feel free. My sort of holy grail comic right now is Amazing Spider-Man 31, which is the first appearance of Harry Osborn, who's the son of Norman Osborn, who's the Green Goblin. And Harry also becomes the Green Goblin later in the comics. And it's also the first, more important than Harry to me, the first appearance of Gwen Stacy, which I love. Gwen is my favorite.
Yeah.
So I mean, MJ's great. They're both great.
Yeah.
Felicia is great as well. Don't send me Spider-Man girlfriend hate. Okay? I don't need any of that. If you look on my wall right now, the comic books I have up on my wall right now all feature Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane, and Felicia.
This is true.
So
No hate. Welcome to Comic Talk. We should start a comic spin-off podcast. You'd be like, no. No, thank you.
Like, I don't know enough about comics. The only comic books I had when I was a kid was Archie comics.
We got a lot of those.
And Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
And Jughead.
Yeah, Jughead, that's his name.
Did I say Archie comics already?
Yeah, he's Archie.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have a Pep comics. Well, actually, it's not Pep. It's Archie's Girls, Betty and Veronica. So, which eventually just becomes Betty and Veronica. They dropped the Archie's Girls off of it. Issue 8. It's pretty beat up, but it's an old issue.
Oh man,
it's early era. They got the little cute kind of like button nose era and like the really round cheek face. That's what I'm saying. There's Archie comics is great. They've done a couple really popular Afterlife with Archie. It was a really, really popular series. Highly recommend. You're not a huge horror person, but it's basically if zombies invaded Riverdale, and it spawned the guy who created that went on to create a show for Netflix, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Oh, I did not watch that.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's fun. Nice. It's like Dark Archie.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I dig it.
Yeah, there's an Indian Archie on Netflix now too, like a movie.
Really?
Yeah, looks really cool.
Ooh.
Haven't watched it yet, but it looks really
on
cool.
Netflix.
On Netflix.
Okay, I need to check that out.
Yeah,
add that to my notes.
Yeah, watch Sabrina. It's like fun. Watch the Archie thing.
Netflix. You got it.
I also have a whole bunch of variant covers of the Death of Archie, which is pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah, they did a series where it was like, I think it was technically 8 issues, but it was basically 4 issues leading up to the Death of Archie. And there's 2 different versions. One version is a version where he was married to Betty, and one version is a version where he's married to Veronica.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Very different lives, but
I'm sure.
But he sacrifices himself for his friends and takes a bullet.
Aw.
Yeah.
Aw. Yeah,
it's really sweet. It's really very sweet.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Riverdale?
Yeah, we stopped watching, I think in the 4th or 5th season, because it just got too like sophomoric in its writing. It just was like just dumb, and like the characters did stuff that was like counter to everything that they had sort of built them up to do, and I couldn't do it anymore. But I do understand that they did go back in time at some point in maybe the last season.
Oh, I missed like the last 2 seasons.
So I think the last season, it's like 1950 style Archie.
Oh.
And then I know that they also brought in Sabrina. They did a crossover, and after her show was over, they brought her character in.
Oh, wow.
So
that's cool.
Yeah. But I didn't see those.
No.
We got halfway through a season, and it's funny because we were paying for it on, like, what we were doing at the time is we didn't have very many subscription services, and we didn't have TV, so it was like, oh, we'd actually save money if we just didn't subscribe, and we just pick the shows that we like and pay $30 for the whole season, and then we own them and we can watch them whenever we want.
Oh, cool.
And so we actually, even that last season we never finished, we own the season, and we just were like, it's not worth it. It's too frustrating to watch every episode. So
no,
but I liked the first two seasons were great.
Yeah.
First season's very Twin Peaks.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was a little disappointed they wasted Miss Grundy, but whatever.
Miss Grundy?
Yeah.
The teacher?
She's like old in the comic books. She's like their old teacher who's there like the whole time, and they made her like this hot, sexy.
Yeah. She came into the bakery where I used to work.
Yeah. Were you like, stay away from that good kid Archie, you pedophile? She was a pedophile.
Yes.
She was having an affair with her student.
Yeah.
Her 16-year-old student.
Yes.
Pedophile.
Yeah.
Poor Miss Grundy.
Poor Miss Grundy.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
That's enough Archie talk. Enough comic book talk. Fine.
We watched a different movie.
We watched a movie that's very, very similar to Archie. Not at all. Come on. She looked at me like, what? What did I miss? Did I watch the same thing that you? We watched Critters.
We watched Critters.
Let me just go into this real quick. So the day that this episode comes out is, I'm going to leave them nameless.
Okay.
Because I don't know if they would prefer that or not, or if they prefer to have their name out there. It's their birthday. This is one of their favorite films.
Oh.
I maybe manipulated things. I fixed the bucket. And I just want to say happy birthday to them. They know who they are.
Oh, great.
So, anyways.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
You,
if that's your real name, you. Anyways, tell me what Critters is about.
All right. It's a lovely movie from 1986. And here's what I have. A group of small but vicious alien creatures called Krites escape from an alien prison transport vessel and land near a small farm town on Earth, pursued by two shape-shifting bounty hunters.
And I think the bounty hunters are the only recurring characters in the series. There's 4 of these movies.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. Every time they said Krites, I was thinking...
Michael Crichton.
No.
Oh.
No, my grandmother's maiden name is Kreitz, but it's German for cross.
Oh.
And so I was like, are they saying Kreitz? Spelled very differently from the Kreitz that I just...
Kreitz be with you. No.
So I was a little like, Grandma?
Well, let me ask you, did you enjoy this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
It's a fun, silly movie, right?
It's so silly.
Yeah, you were worried about this month's stuff. So welcome to Spooky Month. Not exactly spooky.
I've just been saying they're October movies.
Yeah, they're spooky adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
some can be scary. Some can be shocking.
Yeah. Some can be funny. And this was a funny one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good time. Familiar faces.
Yeah.
I'll let you do your notes and we'll cover some of these things.
Well, first I was like, asteroid. Why is there an asteroid? I'm like, is it a prison asteroid?
Yeah.
It was a prison
It's a prison asteroid.
And then I was like, is this set in the future? And then I realized very quickly it was not.
It was not.
It was not even
Absolutely not.
remotely. But, it starts out in outer space.
Yeah.
And the creature that was talking to them
Yeah.
with the funky...
Yeah, the cone head.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looked like a mixture of Star Wars and Star Trek.
Yeah.
Along with, like, that character looked so much like the singing character from The Fifth Element.
The diva.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, if it had been purpley gray.
Sure. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
maybe they were inspired.
I wonder if it was the same...
No, this was the Kyoto brothers.
Oh.
So the Kyoto brothers did the effects in this, and they're probably most famous for Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Okay.
Clowns with a K. And they're like super exaggerated, cartoony alien clowns that show up and sort of like an Invasion of the Body Snatchers kind of thing.
Okay.
But rather than like pretending to be people, they're like putting them in these cotton candy pods for absorption.
Oh.
To absorb their nutrients, I believe. And they like use killer popcorn and shadow puppets to murder people. It's awesome.
Killer popcorn.
We'll watch a trailer. Remind me after this episode, and we'll watch a trailer. It's there, but the design for the clowns is like really, really famous. And
yes,
yes, they designed the Krites.
The Krites and like the
they did this.
creatures.
They did the special effects for this.
Cool.
The creature design and stuff. Yeah.
I was amused to see Dee Wallace.
Yeah.
From
after
E.T.
After our E.T. episode.
Funny that her son, Brad, is putting the thermometer under hot water to pretend like he's sick, which is exactly what happened. Well, not exactly, but similar to E.T. when he's putting the thermometer up to the light bulb.
Yep. But this time she doesn't fall for it.
No, because he would not have been alive at 107 degrees.
I'm gonna
be much more worse for wear.
I'm gonna admit something. I attempted this once with the light bulb because I'd seen it in E.T. and in movies and TV shows and stuff, and it is impossible to do. You put it on a light bulb and it's like 130 degrees really fast. And then it like takes forever to cool down. And so it's like, you can't use it.
Yeah.
It's kids, not going to work.
No.
Don't try it.
They lied. What else do I have? Charlie, I guess you would call him the town drunk.
Yeah.
Hears aliens through his fillings.
Yeah. I've heard that before.
I've heard that too, because that's back when they used metal fillings.
Yeah, I have metal fillings.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm a child of the 80s.
Yeah.
So I was old enough to get fillings in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pick up, I think you can pick up radio signals.
Oh.
Technically.
Is it true that if you put tinfoil in your mouth and bite down?
It hurts so much.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, just even the thought of it's a little bit, like when you hear nails on a chalkboard or think of nails on a chalkboard, the like hairs in the back of your neck kind of stand up.
Yes.
Thinking about tinfoil hurts. So I'll tell you what else. When I was a kid, you just munch on whatever, right? Mm-hmm. There's lots of like good leftover stuff on the inside of a cupcake wrapper. Yeah. Yeah, those also hurt on your fillings. I don't know why.
A cupcake wrapper?
Yeah, I don't know if there's metal in them or
I know there are some that are
some are shiny, but like just like a muffin wrapper. Yeah, those will hurt too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Weird.
Yeah. We can do some science experiments later. You can just use me as your guinea pig, I guess.
Put this in your mouth.
Just shove stuff at me.
There was a moment where I wasn't sure if the song Power of the Night or Power Off the Night?
Whatever.
By Johnny Steele.
Johnny
I'm like,
Steele.
Is that a real song? Oh, he morphs into that singer. Never mind.
So Terrence Mann did sing that song for this movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that guy is really singing.
Terrence Mann looks, in this movie at least, looks so much like Tim Curry.
Yes. Yeah.
I almost wonder like if they were trying to get Tim Curry and they couldn't.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Ugh.
He was too busy being the Prince of Darkness.
Oh.
No, I don't know. I'm just like Prince.
Like 86. When was?
That's just when was Legend? I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably around the same time. But it's just one of my favorite Tim Curry roles. I'm gonna look that up. Though.
Really?
No, I'm curious.
Oh gosh,
he's so good. Legend. Yeah.
I thought that was just so silly.
1985 would have been around the same time.
Wow. Maybe.
This was 86, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? Like, was it actually filmed?
Yeah, who knows when it was filmed? Yeah.
I'm speculating that they wanted to have Tim Curry and cast.
I like it. We're just saying it now. This is what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
You heard it here first, folks.
No one can prove us wrong.
Yeah.
So delightful to see a young Billy Zane.
Billy Zane, so
a little baby.
Yeah, and I like that his character isn't like douchey.
Totally.
Normally in 80s movies like this, they're just grade A-holes.
Well, he was the douchey character in The Rocketeer.
Yeah, and Back to the Future.
What?
Is his name Matches?
Not in the first one.
He's the dude with the toothpick or the matches sticking out of his mouth. What? He's one of Biff's cohorts.
Oh, I don't recall that at all. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think he's in the first one.
Wow.
So here's one of my favorite pieces of trivia for you that you're going to love. I think. Maybe blow your mind.
Okay.
Billy Zane is not the only Titanic cast member to show up in the Critters franchise. Would you like to guess what other Titanic cast member shows up in a major role
in this particular Critters?
Not in this Critters. In this franchise. Critters 3.
Leo
DiCaprio.
No shit.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, watch Critters 3 for Leo DiCaprio.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this was like young Leo.
Oh, yeah, like, Critters 3?
Baby Leo.
Yeah, he would have been pretty young.
Was this before Gilbert Grape?
It was after Growing Pains, I think.
Okay. Growing Pains, that's when I first fell in love.
Is it?
Yes.
Let's see here. I'm gonna look up Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wow, that's so wild. I was just, very obviously guessing.
Yeah,
and I was
that's a
like,
good guess. You nailed it.
Thanks.
Let's see here, Basketball Diaries.
Mm-hmm. Which he had a growth spurt during Basketball Diaries, and during part of it, he had to slouch because then he was taller than Al Pacino.
This came out the same year as his first episodes on Growing Pains.
No shit. Oh my gosh.
He was on the original TV version of Parenthood first.
Huh.
He did an episode of Roseanne before that.
Yeah.
He was in 2 episodes of The New Lassie. And just some other stuff. Like, he was in Romper Room. He was in Romper Room was a children's TV series. Not too terribly unlike like a Sesame Street style kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But more contained, whereas like Sesame Street's like kind of all over the place. And it ran from the 50s to the 90s. It ran for like 40 years. And he was on in like 1979. So I was like 1. Yeah. So
he was like a child.
He was a child. Yeah.
A small child.
He would have been 5 years old, roughly.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he was born in 74.
What?
Yeah. He's 4 years older than I am. So he's 50.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's weird to think of Leonardo DiCaprio as 50 years old, right?
Yes.
Yeah, believe me, it's a sobering reminder.
Well, it is inevitable that we will.
Yeah, hopefully if we
get older.
Hopefully.
Yes.
That's the goal, right? Sometimes I wonder.
Oh.
All right. What else you got there about critters, not Leo?
Billy Zane's character, Johnny?
Steve.
Generic dude name.
Yeah, so Steve. you know a Steve.
I know a few Steve.
Yeah.
So Steve
Yep.
is from New York.
Yeah.
He's a New York guy.
Yeah.
In Kansas for some reason.
Yeah, his parents probably transferred and so now he lives in Kansas and is dating what's her face? Abigail. No, I don't know the names. What's her name?
Abby?
Is it Abby?
I thought it was Abby.
Okay, maybe it was Abigail.
I'll give you that answer in 2
if I'm right.
shakes of a lamb's tail. April.
That's close. Abigail, April.
Yes.
They're both months. The month of Abigail.
It's the best month.
Yeah. Lousy March weather.
I enjoyed the down-home cooking that they had. It's like meat, potatoes, corn on the cob.
Yeah. But no gravy on the mashed potatoes?
Yes, there was.
Was there?
Yes.
I didn't see gravy.
Well, when the mom made up the plate for her son, she put gravy on the mashed potatoes.
Steve didn't take any gravy.
No.
That's how you know he's from New York.
Right.
Fucking rookie. They were very like gloopy, like creamy mashed potatoes. They weren't like dry lumps of potatoes.
Well,
so
because
at least
they
there was
were
that.
Real potatoes and not potatoes from a box.
I don't know. Those potatoes from a box are pretty smooth, aren't they?
Sometimes.
I'm gonna say I hate making mashed potatoes.
Really?
So if we were to do mashed potatoes at say like Thanksgiving, it comes out of a packet because I don't have time for that. I spend so much time on turkey.
Really?
It's my focus on Thanksgiving. It is butter and white wine, heating that up on a pot until it's melted, rubbing the turkey, massaging it with butter.
Yeah.
Just pats of butter. And then taking a cheesecloth and soaking in the butter wine mixture and draping that over the turkey. And for about the first hour, I continue adding butter to the cheesecloth. For the first hour cooking, every 15 minutes I baste it.
Whoa.
And then after that, for every 30 minutes I come back and I baste it again. Every 30 minutes until and turkeys take a long time to cook.
Yes.
So until that turkey is done, I also put like apple, cabbage, and onion inside the turkey cavity. Salt and pepper and all that jazz. But yeah, so the turkey is the main it's Thanksgiving. That's your main thing, right? Like that's the star of the show.
Right.
But and I do a deviled eggs and I do stuffing.
Interesting.
And I put hard boiled eggs in the stuffing as well, which is great.
Huh.
Sometimes green beans and stuff like that. But rolls, gotta make rolls. So there's just a lot to do on Thanksgiving. And by the time it's time to eat, I don't want to eat anything. I'm like too tired, and like the thought of food disgusts me at that point. So like sometimes we just don't do turkey. We just do sides.
Yeah.
Deviled eggs and cranberries. And
it's funny, if I'm going to eat turkey, I would rather it be sliced turkey.
Oh, sure.
And for Thanksgiving, for like the last 2 or 3 years, I've made a Cornish hen.
Okay. I would argue that when you make a turkey, you do slice the turkey, and you would be eating slices of turkey.
Yes, but like
you want like deli, full of like antibiotics.
No, I get the antibiotic free kind.
Okay. But still probably full of salt and preservatives.
Yeah.
It is good though.
It is good.
You know what's nice about it is because it's got a good salt content that it's I don't know, it's like permeated through the meat. And you just can't get that when you cook it yourself.
No.
I've tried brining. I did brining last time I did the turkey on top of all the other stuff. This is an extra day of work, and it didn't make a difference to me.
I love making mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way. My cousin and I made a huge amount of mashed potatoes, and we're like, how do we keep it warm? Let's keep it in the crock pot to keep it warm. Friends, don't do that. It will turn into glue.
Yeah.
It turned into like this crazy gloopy mess, and as we were cleaning it up, we had discovered that people kept losing the spoon in the mashed potatoes, so there were 5 spoons at the bottom of the mashed potatoes.
That's not good.
Welcome to Dinner Talk with Wes and Alexis.
Well, Thanksgiving is coming up, and people need to know these things.
This is true.
So,
cranberry sauce or no?
Whole berries, not jelly. That's my preference.
So not from the can.
I'll get it from a can, but it needs to be whole berries.
Oh.
Yeah, just as long as so unfortunately, people in my life like the jelly kind, so I have to get 2 kinds.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I don't make my own cranberry. It's too much work. I'm so focused on that turkey. And and making sure that things get done around the right time. The deviled eggs got to get done. That's an ordeal.
Paprika? In the deviled eggs?
And cayenne.
Ooh.
It's not a okay. All right. We got to have a talk. Viewsters, I need you to just focus up and listen to what I'm about to tell you, because this is important. Okay. If you don't put cayenne in your deviled eggs, it is not deviled.
What?
There is nothing deviled about it.
What?
There's no spice. There's no kick to it. It's not deviled. It's just an egg with paprika.
Whoa.
You gotta put cayenne pepper in it.
Wow.
And, sometimes I'll make little get bacon, cook up the bacon, and cut them into little squares, and what I call bacon flags. Just jam that right on the top of the thing.
Cute.
Oh, delicious.
Yum.
Deviled egg with bacon. You could put caviar on your deviled eggs.
Whoa. That's for the fancy. Put some eggs on your eggs.
I'll tell you what I don't use. I don't use that goddamn Dijon mustard. Keep that away from my deviled eggs. French's yellow mustard or bust.
Oh, right.
Mustard?
It's pure turmeric.
Mustard. Is that really what you put in yours? Is pure turmeric? Oh.
That's what mustard is.
Oh, mustard seed.
Turmeric. Oh, yeah. What am I talking about?
I don't know. You're a weirdo. You're a fucking weirdo. Look, mayo, mustard, cayenne pepper.
Wow.
And then you do the paprika across the top of them as almost like a garnish.
Huh.
Yeah.
Fun fact, it was maybe a year ago that I learned that paprika was dried bell peppers.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea. It was like this magical powder that just tasted good.
If you want to feel fancy without actually having to be like a snob, you can get smoked paprika.
Yes.
But
I have both. I have smoked paprika and sweet paprika.
All right.
It's the shit.
All right, folks.
I put it in everything. Almost.
You've all learned today I'm very particular about my food. I'm very adventurous, but do it right. Do it right or don't do it at all.
Yep.
At least try to do it right. Okay, anyways, go ahead.
Okay,
Critters.
Let's get back to Critters.
Yeah.
Why does Brad have so many firecrackers?
Because it's Kansas and, what else are you going to do?
Like, he has some really serious firecrackers.
Yeah. I mean, kids in the 80s loved firecrackers.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was so sheltered.
Well, and there's a lot of places you can't even get firecrackers anymore.
Nope.
So, what a bygone era when kids were blowing their hands off left and right.
Yes.
Yeah. He made a pipe bomb in this movie, by the way.
He did.
He made a pipe bomb in this movie disguised as a firecracker.
Oh my god. So I got not really sad, but I was like, oh, Charlie the town drunk really sees a spaceship, but he's been drinking. And I'm like, no one's going to believe him. Surely no one's going to believe him. And as time goes down, or time goes by, they don't believe him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was like the first time where he was like the boy who cries wolf.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, he's like the tinfoil hat guy.
Yes.
And he's always drunk, so he's seeing things. But I did so you guys kind of noticed when we were watching what his drunk tank cell looked like.
Yes.
Right? It had like a lamp in it.
Yes.
And a hamster cage.
Yeah,
because he comes often enough that he has his own little...
Oh.
It's adorable, right?
That is.
Yeah. It might not have been a hamster. It might have been a rat or something.
We never actually saw the animal, but the cage was there.
I kind of like to think that it's kind of like the Green Mile. He finds a mouse and Mousy does his little tricks.
Yeah.
Rolls his thimble around. Yeah. That's
so cute.
That's what I'm thinking.
I wrote this. No, wait, hold on. I was about to jump. They see the dead cow. So after the spaceship comes past the house, and the dad and Brad go and chase it to find out what it was. And they see a dead cow, but somehow miss the enormous steaming UFO.
So they look up with the flashlight and the UFO's not there. I think maybe it's a little bit away from the UFO.
Okay.
I thought the same thing, but then they looked up and they showed the flashlight looking around, and you could see light and the fog and stuff.
Yeah.
But the ship wasn't there. So I think the ship might have been just over the hill or something.
Okay.
That's my guess.
I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
But since you brought up the cow.
Yes.
Body count: 1 cow, 2 humans, 8 critters, 1 goldfish, and a bunch of chickens.
Is that by this point or in the whole movie?
That's the whole movie.
2 humans?
Jeff and Steve.
Who's Jeff?
Jeff is the deputy that wants to date the woman in the police station. That's
right. Yes, the guy who played the dad on Girls.
Okay.
He played Hannah's dad.
I didn't watch Girls, but he's also in Star Trek. He's
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
not the original, but
obviously not.
I can't remember which one he's in.
The Next Generation?
No, I think he's in the one with what's the woman? Oh, what's her name? The captain. She's
From Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black. What's her name? She played
Kate
something. She played Janeway, Captain Janeway, I believe. I didn't watch this version of Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
But I think he's in that show.
Okay.
But yeah.
Kate Mulgrew.
Yes. She's great. I should remember her name.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, you should remember her name.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Kate.
There was a line that just seemed so overdramatic when they're trying to use the phone to call out from their house. Mm-hmm. And he's like, the phone's dead. She's like, the phone is dead. What? It's the worst thing in the world. The phone is dead.
It's like everything escalates for her. It's like, where's she going to go next? But I tell you what, she's a good blind shot.
Oh, yeah.
She can hit a critter on the other side of a door without even knowing where it is.
Yes.
I would argue that maybe she's like, I know it's near the ground. I'm going to take a shot.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And I just, the critters start growing, and what makes them grow?
Eating. Yeah.
Eating live things, though.
Stuff, I guess. Yeah.
Because like they were eating through sofas and like just garb, like, oh, let's eat all of the pillows and this and that. And those critters didn't grow. So I'm wondering if Steve got eaten. And that's how that one.
Of course he got eaten.
But like eaten. I know that they attacked it, but I think it might have like. I think that big one was like inside of.
So the thing about them growing, to answer your question, is I don't know.
Okay.
Because they basically abandoned that thing, this idea that they grow really big. They don't really grow much beyond a medium-sized ball. In future critters.
Oh, okay.
They do combine to make mega balls though, which is pretty cool. Like a big giant ball full of critters, like Muppets in a trench coat kind of thing.
As they rolled around, they kind of reminded me of popples.
You totally like a popple. Yeah.
Oh man, but also like gremlins. They really reminded me of gremlins.
So there was some thought that this was supposed to be the answer, New Line's answer, to Warner Brothers Gremlins, which is interesting because Warner Brothers eventually buys New Line anyways. But but my understanding is production on this actually happened, or the script for this was turned in before Gremlins was even being made.
Oh,
that's my understanding. There may be some gray area in there that I don't fully know, but yeah. So
I found it intriguing that what were those dudes called? The bounty hunters?
Mm-hmm.
How they could look at a human, let's say, and just by looking at their face, put that on their face. Like take over, transform.
Yeah.
And so there was the one dude who ended up looking like Johnny Steele. The famous musician that...
that cool reverse melting wax thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And his counterpart, his friend, couldn't find one that he liked enough. And he changed faces, was it 3 times?
Yeah, he starts as Jeff.
Yeah.
And then becomes the preacher.
Yes.
And then becomes Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they actually they do have names. The one that was Johnny Steele is Ugg. And I can't remember the name of the other one, but they I think in the sequels they give them names maybe.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. It is wild. Did you notice the name of the town?
No, I just noticed that it was in Kansas, and I was like, of course.
So it's Grover's Bend, Kansas.
Grover's Bend.
Which may or may not sound familiar.
No.
The broadcast for Orson Welles' War of the Worlds, they were broadcasting from Grover's Mill.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think there's a little veiled reference to
nice.
A little homage to War of the Worlds. Yeah.
That's cool. I'll be honest, I've never listened to War of the Worlds. I haven't seen the movie War of the Worlds.
We can put it in the bucket if you want.
Okay.
It's about aliens landing and attacking humans.
Oh.
So.
Oh, then that was
critters, then you know. No.
I know the story now.
It's so the whole like how that happened. They did like the radio broadcast and
yes,
people thought it was
people
real.
thought it was real.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
I know.
They tried to do that on TV with Failsafe.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. So Failsafe was like a, I think it might have been a Cold War era.
Oh.
We're being bombed thing. So they did this thing where you're live inside the Pentagon or whatever.
Yeah.
And they remade it in the 90s with George Clooney, and they did it live actually live on TV. So yeah. Really interesting. They did it when they did the new one. They did it twice. They did it for like an East Coast and a West Coast.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But no one.
I don't know. I don't know enough. I feel like maybe in the remake they might have warned people ahead of time.
Yeah.
But maybe in the original, I can't remember.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is wild.
Interesting.
Wild is the word of the day.
Wild. I say wild instead of like, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, I say crazy a lot. I shouldn't say crazy.
What do I have here? The critters look like gremlins, which they do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Check out the Gremlins episode of You the Right Thing Sometime.
After the phone is dead, I wrote, now I wonder if the critters are the prisoners. And I was right.
I was going to ask you at the very beginning who you thought was going to be the villain and who you thought was going to be the heroes of the movie. Because, they introduce the critters and they escape. And then they introduce the bounty hunters.
Right.
And so I was going to sort of like pose that question, but I was like, I don't know. I don't want her to like start thinking that this is going to be an E.T. movie.
Yeah. Well, because I never got the inkling that the bounty hunters were bad because they didn't really.
Yeah.
They didn't hurt anybody.
No, but there's something ominous about the prison transport ship people, sure. I think, and that they're hiring these people and they're like, no destruction like the last time.
Right.
Sort of setting up the bounty hunters as sort of like these really destructive, like they don't care about life.
Yeah. But I feel like they did care about life. But
you didn't know that at the beginning.
True.
Which is why I don't
want to jump ahead.
That's why I didn't end up posing the question, because I didn't want to give you some sort of preconceived notion of like what I should be looking for or what I should be thinking. So.
Right. I had no idea what to expect with this movie.
Yeah.
At all.
I'm glad. Did I ask you, did you enjoy this movie? I didn't ask you. Did you enjoy this movie?
Yeah, you asked me.
Did I? And you said yeah?
I did.
Okay, I can't remember.
That's okay.
My brain.
It's been a long day.
My brain doesn't work anymore.
It's okay.
I need an adult.
Okay, so the gremlin dudes are attacking the house. They've already attacked the dad.
Not gremlins, but
the
yes.
Krites. Oh, sorry. I wrote
gremlins. Just be clear. Give them the respect that they deserve.
The Krites. It's just weird to be saying my grandmother's last name.
Yeah, well.
The Krites.
It's your relatives.
Oh man, I'm related.
Your ancestors.
So the Krites have been down in the food cellar.
Sure, yeah. There's like
we'll
pickled eggs and things down there.
Yeah. And they attack the dad. The dad somehow gets away.
Yeah.
And like just misses one of their crazy little
spine
things. Yeah. And so they're inside the house trying to hide from them all. And they get into the house and Brad throws fire
on the floor. Which I'm not. They put it out pretty quick with a rug. I'm not bothered that he threw fire. I'm bothered he threw an oil lamp.
Yeah,
because that seems like
that's not going to be put out.
No, it's
by a rug.
Yeah, no, that's going.
That house should have burned down.
Yeah, I'm with you. I did like the little smoking ball rolling away,
or the one that ate the little bomb.
Oh yeah, the
firecracker. It was like. Yeah. And then just falls over.
Yeah.
That was really funny.
They were like puppets with electronics in them as well. So they have, wires coming out of them and stuff. And so they have puppeteers doing them. And,
okay.
Yeah.
I said that Brad is the bravest of everyone.
Yeah.
Because he ran after the massive critter, the massive Krites on his bike.
Yeah. It's a nice setup that he antagonizes his sister, and he's sort of like the family's a little exasperated by him,
right?
And he's the one who saves the day, and like he's really the leader of this household.
Yes,
yeah. It's a nice redemption for Brad. I feel like Brad, played by Scott Grimes. I first recognize him from ER as an adult, of course. Yeah. He was on the Orville. Which is Seth MacFarlane's show.
He was?
Yeah, he's like his best friend on the show. The red-haired guy.
Yeah.
And then and now he's the dad on the Ted prequel TV show, which it's really, really funny. I don't love the movies, but I find the show really, really funny.
Yeah.
And sweet.
You can't go wrong with Alana Ubach.
And the kid that plays young Mark Wahlberg in it is also very good.
He's playing young Mark Wahlberg?
Yes.
Oh, he was on Parenthood.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Did you see the movie Ted?
No.
So the premise of the movie Ted is like he has this alive teddy bear. He wished on a shooting star one night when he was a kid because he was afraid of the thunder. Oh. And he wished for the bear to come to life, which it does, and they become thunder buddies. And so this show is that moment's already happened on the prior to the show.
Yeah.
And they're just like navigating high school together and family life and stuff, and so you kind of get to see that origin.
Cool.
It's really there's the dad is who Scott Grimes plays is like racist and homophobic, and it's very 80s.
Yeah.
Just kind of a jerk, maybe a little bit misunderstood, but definitely a jerk. And it's a lot of the show is about his character's growth.
Oh.
He's not the main character of the show, but that ends up being what a lot of the episodes are about.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice. It's a nice show.
Cool.
Highly recommend. Check it out on Peacock. They're not paying us though.
They're not paying us, but they could. I write massive explosions for the house and the spaceship. Those were massive.
Oh, yeah. So they rigged like a second floor ceiling with a whole bunch of explosives. It's called Primacord, and an explosive charge inside it. And they got permission from LA County, and at 5 o'clock in the morning they blew that fucker up.
Wow.
Yeah. It's funny, like right from the very beginning, I had this thought when you see the asteroid, and I was like, oh, you never see this anymore. Nowadays, that asteroid would be completely digital. They would make just a computer generated asteroid, but I can tell that this is a model that they filmed.
Yes.
And it's really nice to see. And when they blew that house up, they blew that house up.
They really did.
That was like beyond like what they did in Speed. Like they blew that house up. No, they blew this house up.
Yeah.
Like big time. Also check out our episode of Speed. If you guys anything. Yeah. So, and they, their biggest concern, I think, was, will the dry brush ignite? It didn't. Everything was good. Everybody was safe. They did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it looks amazing.
It really does.
When the explosion comes through that tree, I was like, oh, poor tree, but it looks awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was incredible.
Yeah.
When dude that looks like Johnny Steele. When we'll just call him Johnny Steele.
Sure.
When Johnny Steele goes, call me.
Yeah.
And hands him it looks like a cell phone type receiver.
Yeah, kind of.
I was like, ooh, that's before those really existed.
Yeah,
they had car phones, right?
Yeah.
Were car phones a thing yet?
Yeah, car phones were a thing.
So I thought that was fun.
Yeah.
And the reason why I was like, oh, they were actually good.
Yeah.
Is they put everything back together.
Yeah.
Which was
they
cool.
put their house back together.
Yeah, they put their ship back together too.
Yeah, but I don't know if I buy that the bowling alley is fixed. But
oh.
Or the church.
Yeah.
I guess we don't know. We could just assume that the button did it all.
Maybe it just reversed the damage that they.
I'll go for it. Why not?
Okay, great.
We can believe whatever we want. They didn't show us. We can believe whatever we want.
Right? I was like, of course the cat is fine. Phew.
The cat in the mailbox. The flag up. Yeah.
You've got mail.
I did wonder about all their stuff.
Yeah.
Like everything got repaired. Did all their stuff get repaired? Are the pickled eggs back in the jar?
You're worried about the eggs.
Well, I'm worried about just there's a moment when the house blows up and they cut to Dee Wallace, clearly distraught and upset, and at first I was like everybody's safe, and then I was like, oh yeah, all their stuff. I would be crushed if all of my possessions and memories and things. I mean, you get on with your life and you eventually kind of move past it, but it would be, you would have to go through a grieving process. And she emotes that really well. And then when the house got put back together, I was like, oh, did their stuff also come back? Like all their photo albums and stuff?
Yeah.
You can't tell.
Are they in the second one?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Maybe this, I want to say April shows up again, but maybe not in the next movie.
Well, because it would make sense that they are in the next one because
they have the device? Because
there were 3 eggs left by the critters.
Right.
In the chicken coop.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me look at Critters 2. The main course.
Electric Boogaloo.
No, it's called the main course. It is them again. Scott Grimes, Terrence Mann. He's a teenager though, I think, in the next one.
Oh.
Sam Anderson. Oh yeah. It was Lynn Shay in this movie, by the way.
Lynn Shay.
Lynn Shay is, you probably don't know Lynn Shay because you don't like horror films.
Do not like horror films.
People nowadays would recognize Lynn Shay from the Insidious films. She's the psychic that they go to consult with, that like helps them figure out the further. But yeah, she's in other stuff. She's in like Something About Mary.
She was Magda.
What?
She was Magda in Something About Mary.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I know her from.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, so she's pretty well known for horror stuff.
Wow.
The Grudge and yeah, lots of spooky stuff. She's actually in a movie with our friend who you forgot his name, Steve. He did a movie called All About the Money, and she's in that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Steve's great in it. The movie's not good. But Steve's great.
It happens.
You know what?
Yeah.
But the most important thing is Steve was great in it.
Yes.
So, yeah. Was that it for your notes?
That was it.
Oh my gosh. Let me see if I have any. Oh, so obviously there's another E.T. reference in the film, which is E.T. shows up in this film.
Yes.
And I really like that the creature tried to talk to him. He's like, "Where are you from?" Which I like.
That's cute.
I like that the Krites talk. I like it. It's like, "Fuck off." And let's see here. I think I had one other note besides E.T. The dad's bowling shirt.
Yes.
Has the Ghostbusters. They're the Pin Busters and has the Ghostbusters, but the color is very bright and almost 90s-ish, late 80s-ish.
Yeah.
It's the colors of Egon's suit from the Real Ghostbusters cartoon series.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so like you don't see the Real Ghostbusters get acknowledged very often.
True.
Mostly, if anything, it's the toy line from the Real Ghostbusters because they had like eyes that would pop out and stuff. But yeah, so yeah, that's about all I have. That's nothing else from you, huh?
No.
Would you recommend this movie?
Yeah.
It's PG-13.
Yeah.
It's not overtly violent. And it's like fun and silly.
Yep. Not once did I have to cover my face.
Not once did you have to cover your face. You laughed.
I did,
which is good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a definite recommend from me as well. Pretty much to anybody.
Yeah.
I think kids could watch this.
Oh yeah.
There's no sex in it. There's some heavy petting.
Barely.
Yeah.
Like the amount of time they were up in the barn making out, like
they put their clothes back on by now.
Like there should have been so much more going on.
Sure.
So they definitely kept it PG.
Children. Innocent 80s children.
Innocent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess we got to draw a movie.
Yep.
All right.
Go for it.
It is Memories of Murder.
Ooh,
spooky sounding, right?
Spooky.
Yeah, great, good movie. I'm very excited for you to see it.
Great.
So, yeah.
Me too.
It'll be fun.
Murder, it's so fun.
Murder, you're gonna love it. Weirdly, there's more humor in it than you're gonna expect. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then until next time, everyone. Bon cinema.